That's a bit blurry, that camera. Hold on. Oh, that's better. Okay. Hi and welcome. I tell you what, I've been putting this into some kind of comprehensive order. I have, sorry, I'm visual and I couldn't see this until I got on here. So, yeah, let me just move my chair a bit. Okay. That's no, let's try it. No, I'm still not. Okay, it's all right. We're going to sit back here. Alrighty. Hi, Charlotte. Oh, yeah. So, boy, do I have a lot to share. Things that have come in over this past little while about the divine masculine, things that are happening in the physical, things that are happening in the dream time. And so that's why I really wanted to call this in honor of the divine masculine, because I feel it's time we pay tribute to that. You will know, because you've been here with me all this time, that I have a very sacred and valuing attitude and appreciation of the divine masculine. So I'm sorry. I am really visual and it just does annoy me. Can't even speak properly. We're in pretty, well, some people are calling these energies dense. I personally, my experience of them has been in integration today. That's how I am reading them. We're integrating these brand spanking new energies that have come in, but this is really, as I said, in honor of the divine masculine. So I will, I'll start with the little paragraph that I posted, and then the rest of it will roll out. Hello, Jackie. Hello, sweet Cece. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Mandy. And hello, anyone who is here and isn't able to put their name in the chat. But it's beautiful, I tell you. It's really beautiful. I feel very touched, actually, by the recognition of where the divine masculine are at and what they are doing. It's really, really special. Oh, thank you, Natalie. That's lovely. I so appreciate all of you. I really do. And I probably don't say that often enough, but I really do. So let me begin. So this month, the divine masculines, this is how I read it, are very focused on themselves. However, this is in a bid to complete what needs to be completed in their own lives. I'm just trying to move it on my screen, so no. Sorry, you just have to put up with me looking away. This may involve deep introspection and healing, and it will also include this unthreading from their current life, so that all that needs to be healed and completed frees them to go towards their divine feminine. That is so clear to me. It's coming in a number of ways. Also, their gifts and psychic abilities are more activated. Many of you are likely to be tuning in, receiving messages or not. And I'll tell you about that, because I really, I tuned in on a particular divine masculine. And so that, sometimes when that happens, that's like this message about what's happening, at least in some of the collective. And I really got, because his divine feminine is extremely psychic, attuned, and intuitive. And she was asking me about it, and I said to her, it's like he has wrapped himself in something that means that, and I think it's called I think it's sonar. It's like if he were a ship in the ocean, he's put an invisibility shield around him so that she can't measure, check in, find out where he is. And so that's why I wrote some will be in silent mode in order to block sonar capabilities. Sick, because we don't really have sonar capabilities, but this was the analogy of the divine feminine, that the divine feminine in their attunement can figure these things out, and the divine masculine, some of them, and this has come in a number of ways, they may want to surprise you, and many of them will surprise you. They'll just turn up, and so they don't want you, dropping in on knowing that they are arriving. There's a surprise, and yeah, not all of them. So I have this. I'm getting all hot now because I've been with somebody today and been in dialogue with her. Well, she has been in dialogue with her divine masculine, who has just arrived or is about to arrive in the country. So she sent me a message when she saw that I was going live and said, "You're welcome to share that story." So I want to tell you, this idea that things are landing in the physical is true. So there's been some messages sent to me which I don't have permission to share. But yeah, this divine feminine got a message saying that her divine masculine was arriving in the country, and then so I quickly wrote it in so that I didn't get confused. And then some dialogue that she had with him opened up to this further dialogue, which then, and so she was sitting in this, and so I've been with her, so we've been like in this space together. And so I was just holding space for her to unfold this, to unwrap this. And so she just messaged back, and then he messaged saying that then he's going to come to Auckland. And then she just said something else, light in a detached kind of way. And initially he's going south, and then this involved into dinner together. And so this, I want to say this, to me, the code, the secret for this was that she did this simple unfolding with her expanded heart and no expectation, and just being in the present. Yeah, so that's a happening thing, and it's so exciting for me to get to sort of witness and hear about that. Hello, Fiona. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, well, I think they're amazing. They're our heroes. We just might not realize it yet. So I get that many of these divine masculines will be on a solo experience of healing, and then they will recognize their own worth, which will enable them to recognize that they are a match for their divine feminine. And this is a part of where they're at the moment. So this is the hero's journey, coming home to themselves and home to their warriorship. That's how I see them. I remember I have all of these kind of examples, I suppose. I think I might have written that somewhere. So maybe I'll just won't leap ahead to something. But they show up to me, a lot of the divine masculines show up to me in form that isn't necessarily their current human on the earth form. They show up like superheroes. They show up as these angelics. They show up as warriors. They show up in that way. And I really believe, and have certainly, when I've done work with divine feminines and I've kind of tracked back to their divine masculine, I tell you, I have met a divine feminine whose divine masculine was shown to me as the general. So my divine masculine has been shown to me as the general of 100 generals of Archangel Michael's angelic warriors. And then I've met a divine feminine who is like Archangel Michael's go-to. He is Archangel Michael's communicator. So there's him. He communicates to this other being who is the overseeing general of something bigger, and then my divine masculine is the general of 100 generals of 100 armies of Archangel Michael's. And I don't say that to be egotistical. I say that so that you can recognize that many of your divine masculine have roles, hold positions, have intergalactic positions of authority, because they are amazing, they are magnificent, they are powerful beyond measure. They have come here, they have been emasculated, they have come here to bring about this shift in the physical. And so you will, many of you will have seen bits like that. And many of you will know. And, so I have, in some of the readings that I've done with Divine Feminines, been introduced to some of these incredible men in their warriorship. So there's this thing that's come to me around that of late, and it's that in many ways I believe that part of their that part of their empowerment is in their coming home to self, that they have to do their healing. So it's like they have to come into their own healing so they can recognize their own self-worth. And then they can come into partnership and do what is the purpose. And the purpose can be a range of things, but I believe that the very first purpose is to create love. It's when the divine partnerships come together. So I believe masculine's doing their healing, feminine's doing their healing. Many of the feminines have already done their healing. They've done it in the etheric, and now the masculines are doing it in the physical, in the body. It's all coming into the physical, in the body, being grounded into the planet. And then there's likely to be, I believe, some healing that becomes apparent in partnership, because we have to shift from codependent relationships, from conditional relationships into unconditional relationships. And so that part will come because we're breaking the paradigms, we're breaking open the patterns so we can come into the new. And it's so it's this, for me, this is how they recognize that they are worthy. It's like the hero's journey. They have to do their own healing. They have to recognize, they have to see themselves through their own eyes as the magnificent beings that we might see them as. They have to become that enough to step into worthiness and knowing. So this is all part, hold on. So one idea that's come to me is that in many ways, part of the divine masculine's empowerment with their divine feminine is that they come also with the idea about what the purpose is of the twin connection. What's the work to be done in union? That this is his idea or her idea, whoever's holding the divine masculine primary energy, that they unravel it, that they uncode it, that they make the suggestion that this is one of the ways in which they empower themselves to be and see and feel equal, because there's a part of it, there's this part that they might not feel that they're at that same level. And it might be that some divine feminines feel that as well. And so kind of put that aside. They are definitely your match. And it is that they have a different role to play. You in the etheric and the spiritual, them in the grounded, tangible, practical, bringing in the new, in the earth, grounding it in, sending it out. And then there is this idea that when we come together, we create this rippling wave that sends ascension to a new level. And the other thing is that it's like in this partnership, because they're in the physical, because you've done your ascension work over a longer period of time, and they are doing theirs very, very quickly. They're doing theirs over a period of, well, months. Some of them will do it instantaneously, but they've done it over a shorter period of time. So they're a little bit more attuned to what goes on in the physical world. They can see what's needed, they can see what's required, they can match things up more quickly. They have greater clarity around what is needed. That's what has come to me. But yeah, this, just back to that first part. So their hero's journey home to self is this doing their own healing, and then they can see who they are more clearly. So, so Lauren, who I don't think she's here, but Lauren follows on here, and she sends some messages to me about astrology. And what she sent to me yesterday or the day before is this, and I think it's worth our disconnecting into. February, oh my God. February, when I started tuning into February, it's just mind blowing, all the things that connect into partnership, to union, to pairs. But she said the age of Aquarius, which of course we began on the 20th, is all about community and partnerships. And so she was saying that she feels that many twin flames will come into business partnerships. And I agree that that makes sense. With them being strongly connected in the physical and more recently awakened, that they may have an insight into what is required and needed. And then all of this rang true to me, that this would be something that gives them the sense of empowerment and the connection, the sense of contribution, because part of this process that they are in at the moment is coming into their own self-worth and their own valuing. Because they have this inner feeling that they're not a match. So this, of course, is untrue, and please do not perpetrate that. But I believe that it's a common self-belief of the divine masculines. So when they come into connection with that, it empowers them to see that they have this match up, this greater contribution through that idea, and this is healing for them. So when they come, I don't know when they get this idea, but when they come, I really I'm showing, I feel that strongly, that's part of their healing, their empowerment, their coming in to be with you, with what they see as your joint mission, purpose, business idea. Yeah, and also me personally, I've had a couple of dreams with my DM which have been really interesting, in that I am having this dream about something that's nothing to do with him, and it's like he it's like he slides into my dream through some secret tunnel or something. So I was having a dream about something the other night, and in the dream I am wrestling with the front door as someone's trying to break into the house. And long story short, it turned out that the person trying to break into the house actually had a message for me. And when I finally pulled the door shut, he placed this thing up against the window. Now, this thing was a set of playing cards taped together, and on the card that I was showing, it read, that was in paper strips, and it read, "Get in touch with the name of my divine masculine. Everything is shite at his," it said shirt, "at his house." And so I know that I looked up shirt. I didn't think it was a word. It is a word. There's about 4 different meanings of it, but in my intuition, I feel that it meant shite. And then the other dream showed really clearly that he was in this situation where he was bound in quite a strong way through bull's rings, and that connected to his mother and his partner. And so this is all showing up as the way in which the karmics, the partners, the beings who are playing that role have been holding on. And then there's also that, or holding on to them, to that connection. But there's also, this higher thing of they've got to rise up against it. They've got to see it clearly. They've got to come into their truth. And so you can see it, don't see those beings as your enemy. You see them as your assistant. They are the teacher. They are assisting them to be able to empower themselves. And so this is all part of them being able to stand up and speak their truth. I got a message from my DM's higher self on the 25th of January, and which I will just read some parts of it. But he said, I am feeling physical pain in my heart now, and there's a really strong pull to you. Will you wait? I'll be there soon. I keep thinking of you. Your picture is in my head every time I close my eyes. I feel quite teary and emotional and wonder if I've lost you and missed the opportunity. So, and I'll just read this, but I'm trying to manage this without burning bridges, even though I may end up doing that anyway. I don't want to prematurely burn these. So this is the worthiness, I want to say. This is the divine masculines coming into their worthiness in order to have, this is how they come into their own. They have adverse situations, they have challenges, they have situations that mean they have to come into their power. There'll be a whole raft of them. You'll have an idea of yours. They have to recognize their strength, to recognize their worth, to know they are worthy of more or better of you, that they can break the old patterns of being passive, compliant, the people pleaser, all of those patterns that come in around that this work around is, related to with their karmics, and many of them with their mothers. There will be some father intrusions there as well, to learn to speak up for themselves, as these connections do not fit the norm of family expectations, and you will be well aware of that, but that is what they have to speak up against. Also in here, and just forgive me, there's so many notes, there'll be some repeat bits. Wounds may come for us individually and also in the connection space when we come together. So, this will all be part of our work into growing into our greater being. And yeah, an interesting thought I had a couple of days ago was that the very first purpose for us in the coming into healing and wholeness as individuals, and then with our connection, is because of the love wave. So this is the very fundamental divine purpose of these connections, is that we trigger, I believe we trigger, and when I think back to, I don't know, whenever it was that I did all that work with Gaia, that I collated notes over time and got that, all of that, all the templating, etc., about the mission, and that I feel we trigger and activate the final healing in ourself individually as part of our growth in the energy of connection, and then we do healing as a couple through the connection, and then this creates the love wave, which is a very significant contribution to planetary ascension, because you think about the power of it. If you're a divine counterpart, if you're part of this twin connection, you know how powerful the love is. It's way bigger than any other love that we've ever experienced. And so imagine all of the twins, and the 144,000, it links into that somehow. And it might not be that all of us come together now. There are some that are already together, but it's like this wave. So for me, it's been showing up, this spiral. It's spinning faster, it's spinning higher, and ultimately it will topple us into the next. Or you can see it as this giant surf wave where the energy is coming in, it's building behind, it's building behind, it's building behind, until it I should know what that is. breaks, till the wave breaks. But this is the sort of impact that twins coming together in connection create for ascension. And I know that I want to tell you, we are in ascension now. We are in it. How far in it we are, I don't know, but I know that we are in it, and it's all about what we do collectively to topple it over. Let's see here. So, Hallie Star wrote on something yesterday on the hero's journey and got up at 5:55. Stephanie's talking about 11661. Sarah's saying needed to hear this today. Sandy's saying hello. Jackie's saying her much younger DM replied to a story she posted on Tuesday after 4 years no contact, but left me dangling since I responded. I feel a spirit up prepping me as I surrender into receptivity. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else got their story to share? It is a happening. It's a happening thing, folks. So now back to here. Yes, so that's how Gaia. So there's a long story. If you don't know it, go to my channel and watch the 45-minute video on twin flames that I posted probably 4 years ago, because that essentially hasn't changed. But it is this idea that when we come together, so even that connection, you might find, Jackie, that connection activated to another level, and so we come together, it activates something to a new level, and then go apart, do that work. There's that, but there's not this whole well, I don't want to be going against what anybody has said, but to me, it's there's not all this poison, this toxic, all of this other energetics that gets discussed. There's a bit of it, but you don't have to see it that way. This is all about love. And this is all about doing our own healing, so we can come into greater self-love, so we can come together in this love, so we can create bigger love, so that then the world can come into it. And really, that's why we're here. And I really believe if you are a twin, that you were selected, or you chose, or you stepped forward, but you are not a small being. And in fact, most people on the earth are not, but this feels to me like a sort of a what would you call it? A significant assignment. So these are powerful beings who can overcome adversity to come together in a partnership that was originally one soul that split, and that in the coming back together, it's like this ignition of this incredible energetic that's based on love. Good. That is excellent. Yeah, that is powerful. That's the way to see it. So, how I see it is that something comes up. It's like you breathe into it, you enable it to expand, and then you see what opens up next. And you watch yourself. What's happening for me? How am I feeling? Where am I feeling that? What do I need? And how do I give that to myself? This is the journey. We're in the refinement. We're in the if the connection was a molded statue that just came out of the plaster mold, then we're in the scraping down where the seams are and just sanding off the little bits. That would be another way of viewing it. So this from Gaia at that time, she said both divine masculines and divine feminines are in completion of healing to wholeness, of building self-worth. So this is in the last, I think at the end of week 3 of January. Of building self-worth, of balancing their own masculine and feminine, of arising into the higher, into the love frequency, and that most have a knowing of this connection now and await divine timing. Yeah, so I wanted to read this to you. I don't know, I feel it's okay now. But I get a lot of beautiful writing from my DM, and sometimes I feel too vulnerable to share it. Sometimes I feel like I should ask his permission, and so that's what I used to feel. But now I'm in greater knowing of it. But this is what he wrote to me, or what I received from his higher self on the 30th of January. It's interesting. The higher part of me has known since we first met. The lower part of me has run away. These two aspects have merged and have created confusion. A feeling of confusion in my heart. Have created confusion, and the feeling in my heart is growing and spreading. It is very present, this love in me, and I know it connects to you. In my practical world, I am tidying things up and closing things off. I'm endeavoring to release all extraneous ties and thoughts so I can address the core and be clear with myself. Yeah, so this came as a general message from the divine masculines to the divine feminines. I ask you to be in recognition that we are in massive energies in the spectrum and space at the moment. I recognize the need to leave the current situation, and I am empowered to leave through disconnecting, through undoing, not through cutting. To come to myself, to love, to my heart guiding the way, and to do this solo. Then I can step up into warriorship. And this from Gaia, so it's a whole lot of bits of notes, just forgive me. Gaia said to me, he sees you so clearly, this expanded version of you, and recognizes not just his need to step up into being the knight, but that now he knows he is able to, and that it is his rightly place. That is what came. So, yeah, I want to end by saying, let us pay tribute to these magnificent beings, to the divine masculine, be they in female or male bodies. They hold powerful and admirable attributes. They are here to break down the matrix, the systems and programs, so that together we can build the new. They are worthy of this journey, the trials and tribulations. They are often from angelic aspects. My divine masculine often shows up with wings, looking like one of Archangel Michael's warriors of light, and I have seen other DMs show up in that way too. I've seen them show up in these powerful imageries, as these, intergalactic warriors, as these angelic warriors, as in powerful positions in the past on the earth, as kings, as leaders. This is our heritage. Give them credit. They know and are way more than perhaps you are aware. This month, there is a lot that comes in to support partnership and union. We're in February, which is a 2-month. We have the 2-2 portal. We have the 11-2 portal and the 22-2 portal. So all of those things, all of those numbers are about union, about partnership, about balance, about pairing. We have the Chinese New Year this month in February on the 10th. We have the new moon on the 9th. It's called a storm moon. This is a massive month. We have the Venus-Mars conjunction. So these planets meet. These planets are often, um, what would you say, named or seen as representation of the masculine and feminine in our starry skies, in our planetary body. Um, they come into conjunction on the 22nd. We have Valentine's Day on the 14th. We have a full moon on the 24th or the 25th, depending on where you are in the world. And why I put this in here is that the phase of the moon is waning gibbous. It means nothing to me, but this does, with an illumination of 99.25%. That is massive. This is the percentage of the moon that is illuminated by the sun in that full moon on February the 24th, 25th. We're in a leap year this year, so that occurs by making the 29th on the end of this month. We're in Aquarius, so I just got this off the net. Aquarians are, so these are the energies: clever, analytical, technical, truthful, assertive, confident, progressive, and innovative. They like to solve problems, improve what's already working well, and push boundaries. They are activists, campaigners, and progressors of the causes they think will make a difference to the world. So this to me is a match for the work of divine counterparts and of the masculine. The personality of Aquarius, somebody named Walker said, is marked by independence. They don't like being instructed what to do. Probably many of you don't either. They're ideas people, and they never suffer a drought of inspiration. So yes, I feel we trigger and activate the final healings in ourselves individually as a part of our growth in this energy of connection. And so that might be, and also I feel we do healing as a couple in this connection. And I have to say that I feel that part of that is the growth as a peer, as a partnership. It's so we can recognize that, and we can be vulnerable, and we can support one another, and we can work out process of what we need when we're in that place, and we can learn to hold space for one another, and we can, maybe set up clues, and like little passwords or whatever when things are really rough, that we can have some kind of code, so that the other knows, hey, I just need some space. And I have to say that I am feeling in such a deep place of knowing, whether it's right or not. I am in that place, the trust in the divine timing, the letting it go or move when it's ready, both him and the connection energy, because I feel that could come in two separate waves. And yes, we are in the year of the dragon on the 9th, and it's the green dragon. So the green dragon is the green wood dragon. So this is to me, this is, it connects into Gaia, the roots of the tree. They connect into the earth. The trees are the conduits for the new energy. Our pillar of light is similar. That central vertical pillar of light, that internal aspect of our toroidal field, that is all about being the conduit for the new energies. And that's how 22, or people who are working with a 22 master number, that's how they show up to me. They are here to bring in something brand spanking new, often unique to them. Some of them, all they have to do is ground it into the earth and send it off into the grid line so the rest of us can pick it up. And some of them do that in a more deliberate way. But, this is just February. This is just February that all of this is happening. So perhaps several incremental triggers and healing that enables each of us to see one another more clearly, hold space for one another, a beautiful sharing and empathy that creates a deeper love. and bless you and love you. I can't even speak. Bless you and love to you. I so love this shared space that we hold here. I feel really blessed to be here with you amazing beings. And so let me see what else is here. So someone here is saying, just sent their DM a message letting him know. Well, I'm also clearing things from my life. It doesn't ever occur to me to clear him. When I try to heal things that didn't work out, all I can do is take responsibility for something else and see it as a new way. That is really wonderful wisdom. And that when I'm meditating and come into love, I just come back to him and am unknowingly building him into my visions. Yes, you are. Hi, Beachweave, and hi, Mandy. Yeah, he's beautiful with words, my DM. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm going all goosey. I'm going all goosey, everyone. I so appreciate this feedback, and I so appreciate that we can gather here because it's a lonely, lonely journey at times, isn't it? We have to do a lot of this on our own. It's part of our empowerment, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to connect with others that have been on this, what at times feels like a fanciful, illusionary, disillusioned journey, but really, really isn't. And I feel very blessed that I've had all of this interaction with Gaia about it because she has given me all of this information. Yeah, so thank you, thank you. That's what I have about where we're at. I really feel that many of us are going to have some physical showing up with our masculines this month. It doesn't mean you're going to be moving in together, but there's this further connection that comes. It's a part of this wave. I don't know how it builds, but it does build. I don't know the timing of it, but I am and actually, Steph, if you're still here, Steph, I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about this. Um, but I feel that it is likely that if we can all hold our space and hold the love and keep the frequency high. So that's what this war is about. It's to lower the frequency. That's what the evil, which is largely gone, but the residue of it we're dealing with. That's all about this lowering of vibration. So what Gaia has always said is that when we come into ascension, when we come into the fifth dimensional space, that evil cannot exist beyond the fourth. So if you think that if you were fighting for your life, you'd be throwing everything at it, right? And that's what they are doing. But I am showing that many of them have gone. We've got a lot of actors in place. This will all be shown. Don't get caught up in it in your head. Just remember that beautiful analogy that Gaia speaks of, where you just hold the truth or the non-truth, but you just hold it in here and know that we will be shown. But this is the timing that we're in. What I want to say, that our job is, our role is fundamentally and primarily to hold this vibration of love. And that, as we do that, it's increasing the vibratory rate of humanity, and this is how we come into ascension. And I believe that we will do it, that we're building to it, that we are building to it, that we are in it. We are increasing the frequency and the speed. We're increasing the number of beings who are in this, and that will roll over next month by the end of, well, I think the 21st or something of March has a significance, 20th, 21st. But yeah, that's my understanding. What else is here? Yes, so grateful to Gaia. She's so magnificent. She really is. She is absolutely incredible, the way in which she holds us, and she has so much grace and so much beauty and so much love. Oh, we like that, Sarah. You're welcome, Jackie. You're welcome, Helen. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, so maybe Steph is gone. But yeah, what do the rest of you get? A lot of you are very tuned in, very attuned to what is going on. Sarah saying she wrote a poem last week about transformational ascension pieces, prices through her own experience that talked about the alone time, the wrapped up in warmth and love while integrating. That's gorgeous. Okay, well, that's my sense of it. I actually haven't gone and asked Gaia directly, believe it or not. There's often things I think, oh shoot, I should ask her that. But we definitely are in this building to ascension. It is good, I believe, to not get caught up in the dates too much, which is why I haven't spoken about it too much as well. But we are, you can be in the knowing that we are in ascension energies, and that our job is to hold the frequency of that, which means to stay in love, to go to the higher. When things happen and you feel yourself getting on a wobble, bring yourself back into center, go to love, and bring your frequency back up. All right. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much. See you again soon.